Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another M3 install. What we're going to be doing is an interior modification, and what we're going to be doing is installing this Alcantara e-brake boot. I actually got this as a package with a Alcantara and M-stitch shift boot that I've already installed on the car and done a video on. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. I'll leave it up here somewhere. But yeah, let's get on in the car and I'll show you guys how to take out your old e-brake boot and put an Alcantara one in. Okay, here we are. Here is the e-brake. So what we have to do, the e-brake boot as well as the shift boot are held on by some plastic clips. I'm not actually sure where the clips are. I don't think they're on the side for this. I think there's one clip here and one clip at the top. So I tried one time to get these out just with my fingers, and this is really stuck on here. It's really tight, and I mean, it hasn't moved since the car's been manufactured and put together, so that kind of makes sense. I'm going to try and do it with a flathead screwdriver, just pressing down here, and hopefully I'll be able to push the clip in and get it out. Top is definitely easier. Do it from the top one. But I was right. There is a clip on the bottom and on the top. There's no clips on the side, so you don't really have to worry about that. And actually, if you pull this up, the shift boot is held on by a zip tie. Pretty interesting that they did that from factory instead of finding some weird way to over-engineer it like BMW usually does. So now that we've got this up, I'm going to cut this zip tie just so we can get this completely loose, and then we'll work on actually getting the e-brake handle off. So now that we have the boot off, we need to get the e-brake handle off. Now this is held on with a glue, so what you have to do is torque it back and forth until it comes off. And it takes a little while, but after a bit of torquing, the glue will break and you'll be able to get it off. So now that everything is off of the e-brake mechanism, what I'm going to do now is clean this all up, because as you can see, there's a lot of dirt and dust and grime that gets caught under the old boot. So while I have all this off, I'm going to clean this all up, and then I'll put everything back together, put it on here. Okay, everything's a little more clean here now. It's a little dusty now from the wipes that I used, but that's okay. Much cleaner than before. Now we can go about putting all of this back together. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the handle and the shift boot and put them together with a zip tie, just like BMW did. So first we need to turn this shift boot inside out. Okay, so we've got it mostly inside out. It doesn't have to be all the way. But make sure the stripes, if you have this shift boot style, make sure the stitching is facing upwards, and then make sure your handle is also facing upwards, and put the handle rear end first into the shift boot until it comes up to the edge. Okay, so now we've got the e-brake handle and e-brake boot where they kind of need to be. Just make sure that the edge of the boot is pretty much lined up with the edge of the handle, and then find that crease in the handle and wrap your zip tie around it. That should do it. So now make sure to cut your zip tie off. There we go. So here's what it should look like. And now what we need to do is take the plastic bracket off of the old e-brake boot and put it on this one. This one just has some elastic on it, so it'll fit perfectly right around the old plastic bracket, and then we can fit this back on. So first we need to take it off of the old boot, and that's held on with just some glue, so we'll peel that off here. There we go. So now we have the bracket, and this just needs to fit on there. Alright, after after a lot of struggling, that new e-brake boot is now on the old housing and it's attached to the handle. So now we can mount it back on the mechanism. So what you gotta do is just slide it in here and work the e-brake handle down into position, just like that. And then all you have to do is clip it in place. Just like that. So now we have the full install. Well, that does it for the Alcantara and M-Stitch e-brake boot install. It looks really good, especially when it's combined with the matching shift boot. So if you guys have any questions about how to do that install or any of the things that I covered in the video, leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to answer it. I'll leave a link to the e-brake boot and shift boot down below because they are a package deal. And stick around and subscribe to the channel because I'll be doing plenty more stuff to the M3. I've got a couple more interior modifications as well as something a little bigger that I'm planning for the summer season. Might be a wrap. We haven't actually talked about that, but yeah, there's a little sneak peek on what's to come for the M3. Also, we've got the motorcycle builds, so make sure to subscribe for all of that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, enjoy the road.